My parents called my boss and told him I was stealing money from the company, which was completely false. I got fired on the spot and lost everything. When I confronted them, my dad just laughed and said they did it to teach me some humility since success was going to my head. I sued them for defamation, won, and took their house. Now they're homeless and telling everyone I'm a monster. I didn't cry when security escorted me out. I didn't beg. I just watched my boss, a man I'd worked under for 6 years, refuse to look me in the eye. He handed me a cardboard box. The audit will confirm it, he said, but based on the evidence your father provided, we can't have a thief in the finance department. I walked to my car. I sat in the driver's seat for 20 minutes. Silence is heavy when your life disappears. I had a 6-figure salary, a condo in the city, and a reputation for being the youngest senior associate in the firm's history. By noon, I had nothing. I drove to my parents' house. The lawn was manicured. The sprinklers were hitting the pavement with a rhythmic mechanical click. I walked inside. They were sitting in the living room drinking tea. I lost my job, I said. My voice was flat. No tremors. My father didn't look up from his newspaper. I know, he said. I'm the one who called him. I looked at my mother. She was adjusting a lace doily on the coffee table. Why? I asked. My father finally looked at me. He smiled. It was a slow, yellowed grin. You were getting too big for your boots, son, he said. Success was going to your head. You stopped calling. You stopped asking for my advice. You thought you were better than the man who raised you. You told them I stole $50,000, I said. That's a felony. My father laughed. A short, sharp bark. I did it to teach you some humility, he said. Now you'll have to come back here. You'll have to rely on us again. It'll be good for your soul. You should thank me. I didn't scream. I didn't break anything. I simply turned around and walked out. I spent the next 3 months in a cheap motel. I sold my car. I sold my watch. I spent every remaining cent on the best defamation lawyer in the state. My father thought he was playing a game of lessons. He didn't realize I played with numbers for a living. I knew how to track every digital footprint, every forged document he had sent to my boss, and every lie he had whispered to the board. In the courtroom, my father looked bored. He thought his fatherly concern would win over the judge. He was wrong. When my lawyer presented the forensic evidence, the fake ledgers my father had spent weeks fabricating, the judge's face turned to stone. The verdict wasn't just a win. It was a demolition. The damages for lost wages, emotional distress, and defamation exceeded their total net worth. I didn't want a settlement. I wanted the house. I wanted the roof they sat under when they plotted to ruin me. I stood on the sidewalk 2 weeks ago. The sheriff was there. My mother was sobbing, clutching a bag of clothes. My father was standing on the porch, his face red, his hands shaking. You're really doing this? He spat. You're putting your own parents on the street over a lesson? I learned the lesson, Dad, I said. My voice was cold, controlled. You told me success had gone to my head. You were right. I realized I'm far more successful at being ruthless than you ever were. You're a monster, my mother wailed. I'm your creation, I replied. I watched them load their remaining life into a rusted SUV. They're staying in a shelter now. They've called every relative we have. They posted on Facebook, telling the world that their son is a sociopath who stole their home. My phone rings constantly with hateful messages from cousins I haven't seen in years. I don't block them. I just read them while I sit in my father's old armchair. The house is quiet. The lawn is still manicured. I have no job, and my reputation in the industry is still recovering. But as I look at the empty space on the wall where their family portrait used to hang, I feel something for the first time in months. It isn't guilt. It's the piece of a job well done. Humility is a bitter pill. I just made sure they were the ones who had to swallow it.